Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability, SVTAGS. Today I have Tana Elizondo. Am I pronouncing last name right?
Yes.
And you drove a very long way, so I really appreciate it. And you're with Soroptimist International, which I'm also a volunteer for Soroptimist, and it's a great organization. Before we get started talking about Soroptimist, tell me about you. What you do, your background, are you from California, whatever you want to share.
Okay, thank you. First of all, for having me here. I was born and raised in a small rural town, Hanford, California. It's part of the Central Valley. And I am probably centrally located. It's a wonderful area to reside. I can go 2 hours east or west. I'll be at the coast or the redwoods. I can go north or south by 4 hours and be in San Francisco or LA. I still reside there today. I am one of 7 children. And
wow. Are you in the middle or the?
Yes, I'm right in the middle. And I graduated early midterm and attended college, where I was intrigued with the law enforcement, probation, corrections, and I quickly got an internship, was hired at the County of Kings, and where I became a juvenile hall counselor, was promoted to probation officer. After 10 years, I decided, with just safety of myself, and I had young children, it was time to move on. And
you were a probation officer.
Probation officer.
Wow,
yes.
I would have never guessed that in a million years. That's like incredible. Like I never would have even thought that. Like
Yep.
never. Maybe a teacher or.
Yeah, I was, one of my assignments was to work at the community school, and so I got a little, one-on-one with children, and they were young adults, but that was probably one of my passions that still remains with me today. But I did follow into a franchisee ownership, which kind of led me to my current path of being a business owner. My sister and I own a independent insurance agency, and I think it's pretty phenomenal that both her and I have set some standards in the industry. I sit on the Covered California Advisory Group, and I'm serving my second term of 2 years. And I think that's something where healthcare.
How long have you guys been in business?
22, 23 years.
And insurance, any type of insurance, health, life?
Employee benefits for small business
Okay.
to mid-size, and I think that's one of the things, I think, serving in the industry. Health insurance is no longer a political arena. It's something that matters to saving lives. And it's a real passion. It's a people business, like you said. Can't see me as being a probation officer, but it's going over terms and conditions of your insurance rather than probation. So
well, it sounds like we could have you back on another whole show on insurance. And
yes,
it's going to be changing again.
Yes,
and again.
yes,
And,
yes.
it's pretty interesting, the stuff that's going on there. So that's pretty amazing. So you sit on the board of Soroptimist, and you're on the board of Covered California. Is there another board too, or you said?
Yes, actually,
wow.
I just finished a term of being the president of Kings United Way.
Wow.
So I'm very active in my community. Yes.
And you have a family.
I have 2 adult children, and actually I met my husband at my probation office, and he used to kid and tell people that I was one of his probationers at one time. But anyhow, yeah, that's where we met. We married, still married today, and like I said, have 2 grown adult children.
So you had a badge and a gun, probably.
I did.
Wow.
I did. I was one of the first females that had worn a bulletproof vest. And that's why I said, safety concerns and having 2 young children, it was a different environment that continually to escalate.
That's another interesting topic, the jails in California and then what's going to happen with that, and that's another whole topic. But
Yes.
the venture that California is going into now with growing and legalizing pot, and the things that's happening in Colorado and the things that's happening in Oregon, it's going to be interesting to see what law enforcement does for that. And that's a topic for another day. So you're in insurance, and you drove a very long way, and so thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
So Soroptimist, I'm going to pull up the first slide here, which I Googled you and this slide came up, but you're not part of this organization. This is one of the Soroptimist clubs in California. So I'm going to pull that down, and it looks like they have pizza boxes going. And I think the article I read, they were doing some wrapping or something, and then they had some pizza they were giving out to the community or something. There's so many different projects that we do, and so many that are important. Tell us about Soroptimist.
Well, it is coined after a Latin word, soro meaning sister, and optimus meaning best. So it's better perhaps phrased as best for women. And our original and first club was chartered in Oakland, California in 1921. So we will be soon celebrating our 100th year.
That's just incredible.
Yes. And when you think about it, back in 1921, it was geared for a set of professional women that were business owners. So you can kind of imagine these were the elitists in the community. And it was basically to allow other women of professionals to gather to enlighten themselves in service, to become more knowledgeable and activists in their community.
And it was Violet Richardson that
Yes,
founded
was the
it.
first president.
And
Yes.
there was like 20 women, right? And then there was San Jose and Oakland, and there was a few clubs originally. And at that time, I was really surprised when I joined in 2002 that women weren't actually allowed in Rotary until 86.
Correct.
And then it was funny, a friend of mine's husband just passed away a few days ago, and I took her to a bar, and there was a lady who's a Lions Club member there, and she remembered when she joined in, I think it was 87 when they were allowed in, and so it was 2 different years. So it was really the only service club for women
For women
for a long time.
For a long time, yes, that is correct.
Which is really interesting.
And primarily, we are still women. I would say we have a few men that belong as probably spouses
And
or
it's open-
significant
and it's
others,
open to
and it is
men.
open.
Yeah.
And we no longer have a classification, so that is something where all women of all kinds and walks can join our organization.
And the purpose of Soroptimist again.
Well, our mission statement is to improve the lives of women and girls, and it's through empowerment and through programs socially and economically. And it serves our organization best to empower them via our education. And that is probably our main mission statement. Our vision is for gender equality, for empowerment, for education and diversity.
I'm behind on the slides. Let's bring another slide up now. We have, I pulled this actually off, I think this is off the regular Soroptimist website. And this is a fraction of the women. So how many Soroptimist women are there? Because there's the Soroptimist of Americas. Let's pull that down.
Okay. Yes, we are part of the Soroptimist of the Americas. We embrace 20 territories and countries.
Which is a lot.
Yes. And we are one federation of 4. There is Soroptimist of Europe, Soroptimist, we call it SIGB, South, West Pacific, and Great Britain. And we also have Europe. And part of the Americas, as I said, is the Soroptimist of the Americas, where we have 28 regions. They will span from Japan, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, Philippine Islands, and
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, yes. And our mission is basically designed for 2 programs, and we call that our Dreams programs, and those are basically derived in our Live Your Dream, Educate to Train award, and then we have a new one recently that has been lifted off the ground 4 years ago, and that's our Dream It Be It. And primarily, the Live Your Dream is for head of household single women, and they are in pursuit of a higher education.
So they have children to provide for, and they are needing to improve their education so they can provide for those children.
Right, correct. And we look at that as more of a hand up. We assist them in their self-esteem, we assist them in their empowerment and in advancement in their workforce and their jobs. And they become a voice for their family too as well.
And you're the governor of this region.
Yes.
And there's how many clubs in this region?
There are 32 clubs in this region.
San Francisco to?
Taft, Mariposa to Los Banos.
Okay.
And
I'm in the Los Gatos-Saratoga club, but there's also Silicon Valley club here in the Bay Area. Santa Clara?
You have Watsonville, Salinas, San Mateo, San Francisco,
Is there North San Mateo?
There is Capitola by the Sea.
Capitola.
And Carmel Bay. Yes.
And all of them really do some really fun projects, and the Dream It, Be It, the Live Your Dream, those are some of the staple ones that all of them do.
Right, correct.
I'm going to